April Mckinney, and today I'm going to make a Strawberry Almond Crisp. I am in love with this recipe. I've probably made it 3 or 4 times in the past month. And it is just fantastic. You don't really see strawberries in a lot of crisps and crumbles and, you know, cobblers. You always see peaches and blueberries and things like that, but strawberries are delicious, and so they're also delicious in crisps. And this is just a fantastic example of that. I can't wait for you guys to try it out. And what I'm going to start out with is 4 cups of sliced strawberries. I don't cut them really small because I don't want them to break down too much when they cook. You can see about the size I've got here. And we're getting in that time of year when strawberries are on sale in the grocery store, so I'm always looking for new things to do with them, and this is one that was definitely a winner. So what I've got is, like I said, 4 cups of strawberries, and then I'm going to put in a 1/4 cup of white sugar. If your strawberries are really sweet, you don't have to put that much sugar in. These strawberries were a little bit white on the inside, so I'm adding the full 1/4 cup just to keep them sweet like we want them. And then I'm going to add in some lemon juice. I'm going to add about half of a lemon right in there. Of course, I've got my juicer going right in. That's going to add a little bit of tanginess to go along with the sweetness of the sugar and the strawberries. That's just classic in any sort of a fruit dessert, really. And then I've got 2 tablespoons of flour, and this is just going to bind the strawberries together. It'll keep it nice and ooey gooey when it bakes in the oven. And then I'm also going to get some vanilla in here. I love using vanilla really in any dessert because it's a way to add sweetness and sort of a different layer of sweetness without actually adding any sugar. So that's always good. All right, I'm going to get this mixed up just lightly. And really this dish, it's actually pretty healthy. I mean, you know, it's obviously a dessert, so it's got sugar in it, but compared to, you know, a lot of cobblers and things like this, we're not using a whole lot of sugar. We're not even using a whole stick of butter. So we're doing pretty good, I think. Okay, perfect. See that consistency it looks like there? That's as much as you want to stir it. You can tell it's got that yummy, gooey consistency. I like to try one. Fantastic. So what I'm going to do now is I've got a little dish here, just an 8-inch dish. You can use a square or round one like this. I'm going to get my strawberries in. Of course, I got to get all the juices and the sugar, the lemon juice. Can't miss that. All right, perfect. Just sort of spread this out evenly. Make sure the whole dish is covered with the strawberries. So the strawberries are ready to go, so let's go ahead and get started on the topping. I think this is everybody's favorite part of a crisp or a crumble. And what I've got to start out with is a 1/2 cup of just regular rolled oats. And then I'm going to start off also with a 1/2 cup. I'm using white whole wheat flour just to keep it a little healthy. But if all you have is regular flour, I've made it with that too, so either one works great. And then we're going to get in 1/2 cup of brown sugar. Love brown sugar, always kind of adds that nice molasses caramelly flavor to the topping. And then I have got some butter. Now I've got about 6 tablespoons of butter. I'm not using a whole stick, which is just my way of lightening it up a little bit because we really don't need a whole stick of butter in this. 6 tablespoons would be plenty. Cut out those 2 tablespoons, cut out a little fat. That's the idea here. So I've let this soften. It's very important that you let your butter soften. I'm using a really good European butter. If you ever see that on sale in the grocery store, definitely get it. It's got a less water content in it than our regular butter here, and it makes desserts so good. So if you got something special coming up, buy the good butter. All right, so it's softened, and what I'm going to do is just sort of work this in with my fingers. I would try to do it with a spoon or with a mixer, but you just can't on this. You got to do it with your fingers because you want it to be crumbly, but you don't want to mix it too much. And I'm afraid with a mixer that that's what would happen. All right, you can see the consistency of this. This is as much as I want to work it. It looks great. It smells good. I know I'm going to have to get a couple bites of the topping. And the next thing I'm going to add, and the last thing I'm going to add, is a 1/4 cup of sliced almonds. They're going to go right in there. The almonds will sort of get toasted, and they just are a great complement to the strawberries. And one more thing that I forgot, see if I can do this without sticking my dirty fingers in there, is you want to get about 1/2 teaspoon of salt. And the salt just adds such a nice complement to the sweetness. You don't really, it doesn't taste salty, but it just enhances the sweetness of this delicious topping. So you don't want to forget that. I'm gonna bring my strawberries over here, and all I'm gonna do is just start to evenly distribute this right on top of my strawberries. You know this is gonna be good. It's just really delicious. It's one of those things that you wanna just have a bite of, but that doesn't work. So you may wanna make this when you have a group coming over. That way you won't overindulge. But if you do, it's okay. What'll hurt one time. All right. What I'm gonna do is stick this in the oven at 325 for 45 minutes. It'll come out nice and crumbly and toasty, and I'll show you what that looks like when we get it out. Okay, our strawberry almond crisp has come out of the oven. It smells so good and it looks delicious. Anything that looks like this with this crumbly top, I know I'm gonna like it. I hope you're gonna like it. But I'm gonna dig in here and just show you what the inside looks like. Of course, as this cools, it'll start to kind of gel up a little bit and it won't be quite as runny. You know, that's just how it goes with crisps and crumbles. You just kind of have to wait for them to cool a little bit. Man, this would be so good. Served over some vanilla ice cream. Yum. I'm gonna have to get like a little taste of this. Gotta get a little bit of that topping. I think this is gonna be one of your new go-to summer desserts. Hope you enjoy it as much as we do. Thanks.